Following the President's decision to return the bill proposing changes to the taxation of gambling institutions, the Finance Ministry has announced their clarification that there is no reduction of tax proposed by the law to the law on gambling. At a press conference, Spaho, the chair of the parliamentary group in the Democratic Party, said real economic growth is minimal at 2.45% and not 4.45% as the government claims. 40,000 patients who are affected by lung disease will now receive medical services from a specialised clinic for these pathologies that will be equipped with all the necessary medical equipment. Good evening, it's 6 o'clock on Wednesday the 1st of August 2018. Welcome to the English edition of Aura News. My name is Alexandra and I'm here to bring you the day's top stories from across the country translated into English. Yesterday, the President of the Republic made the decision to return the bill for amendments to gambling taxation for further review by the Parliament. The Ministry of Finance and Economy has opposed the arguments of the President of the Republic, Ilir Meta, regarding the change of the tax on gambling. In response, it is noted that there is no relief in terms of gambling taxation. On the contrary, there is an application calculation for all categories of gambling, since the law explicitly stipulates that all gambling categories are taxed at a rate of 15% above gross income. According to the Ministry, the current national lottery system was exempt from this fiscal system as determined by a special law which entered into force under the Berisha government. According to the Ministry, if this law does not come into force, then we will have a differentiated treatment subjects within the market, which will continue to be taxed at a rate of 10%. Yesterday, this law was returned for review by Parliament for the President. The presidential decree argues that changing the way of income tax decreases the fiscal burden of gambling by violating social objectives. In the law, it is amended Article 6, which provides for 15% tax on gross income, determined as the difference between the total amount of the stake and the amount earned. Meanwhile, before the tax was realised on total turnover. It is noted that only one of its provisions, and specifically Article 6 of the law, presents a significant problem, as it forecasts results in a reduction of the fiscal burden for businesses operating today in all gambling categories, explained President Meta. Games of chance in Albania have become a serious problem for local society. According to President Meta, the amendment to Article 6 is indefensible under the spirit of the law, given that it offers favourable fiscal treatment to the gambling industry. It has concluded that the support of the businesses in the field of gambling for all their categories constitutes a serious obstacle to sustainable economic and social development. The individual's addiction to gambling creates the premise of a deteriorating household economic situation and promotes conflict within the family, often with serious health and social consequences, added Meta. The President's argument states that reports of national and international bodies published over the years have found that the expansion and encouragement of the gambling industry is accompanied by negative consequences for the family and society as a whole. The impacts listed included significant loss of wealth at both an individual and family level, including cash, physical assets and property, increased risk of family conflict cases, especially domestic violence against women and children, an increase in the divorce rate, and an increase in the rate of homelessness, either caused as a direct result of laying the property for the bet or the worsening condition of the individual's mental health. The removal of stones blocking the Tirana-Elbasan segment has cost a cost of 374 million lek, or about €3 million. The Albanian Road Authority has opened the tender process for the stabilisation of the sliding in the access to Tirana-Elbasan and is accepting offers until 3 September. The work is required to be complete, allowing for full circulation of vehicles by January 2019. The blockade of this segment occurred back in December 2017 following heavy rains on the exit of the Kraba tunnel by Elbasan, where there was a rocky sliding which continues to block the road and hinder the passage. But what measures are being taken to avoid such an incident from reoccurring? According to a report compiled by experts who have been studying the area for several months, some interventions need to be made to stabilise the slides. Experts suggest that in the critical part of this road segment, a semi-open tunnel should be built only for a section of the road, which is near the main road Elbasan-Tirana. In the upper part of the tunnel, it is also required to build a waiting wall for any block that may fall, which could otherwise land on the Tirana-Elbasan section and cause fatal accidents. It is also recommended that the rest of the road be protected with a concrete wall or a wall with gabions, as well as the entire road be planted with grass and protective nets installed. The report also includes the recommendations that a concrete canal be constructed for the removal of surface water, the creation of stairs, and for shrubbery to be planted near landslide-prone areas. All these interventions require that they be monitored for a period of 2 to 3 years before assessing if there is a need to take more additional protective measures. The opposition has accused the government of publishing inaccurate data regarding economic growth. At a media conference, the head of the parliamentary group of the Democratic Party, Spaho, said that the real economic growth of Albania is only 2.45% and not 4.45%. According to Spaho, the positive performance in the first months comes as a result of the sale of electricity, but has had no benefit for the population. Numbers are infallible. 66.4% of the economic growth is occupied by electricity. In other words, the economic growth of 4.45% came due to rainfall and electricity sales. Without electricity, the Albanian economy is worse and worse, with a minimum increase of 2.5% because electricity does not generate employment. It does not open new vacancies, said Spaho. Spaho stated that the Albanian economy is suffering from a lack of investment and the focus on some clients. Lack of investment and the concentration on the economy on some of the Prime Minister's clients have badly affected the economy, which has no real growth that could positively impact employment growth or job creation, said Spaho. Spaho sees the Democratic Party's alternative with low taxes, fighting corruption and fund abuses as the only opportunity to enhance the prosperity of Albanian families. The port of Saranda will expand transport lines for tourist purposes with Corfu. This fact was announced by the Minister of Infrastructure and Energy, Damian Gjiknouri, who together with MP Alket Husseini visited several new hotel businesses in Saranda and Ksamil. We had the chance to visit and closely inspect some hotel businesses recently opened in Saranda and Ksamil. We had the opportunity to talk with the persons operating these businesses, as well as with the operators bringing tourists from Poland or other countries to visit Saranda. The Albanian government is investing in all coastal areas to support tourism, but at the same time, the flow comes and grows in tourism, said Damian Gjiknouri. During the conversation with the operators, Gjiknouri said that the need for a better connectivity was discussed, especially with Corfu. As more transport lines with Corfu as possible, why not in the near future also have an airport in Saranda? We hope that with a foreign partnership, we will have the opportunity to set up a tourist airport in Saranda. We are working, and I am convinced that Saranda has the opportunity and the will to offer such an economic proposition to justify the construction of a tourist airport, said Damian Gjiknouri. According to the minister, the extension of the tourist season could create the opportunity to find even the most skilled manpower to provide services in the tourist areas of the Albanian coast. Mayor of Tirana, Erion Veliaj, accompanied by the chairman of the Municipal Council, Aldrin Dalipi, inspected the completion of the works for the requalification of the residential block at Customs. The neighbourhood has benefited from 35 road segments which were rehabilitated, including the construction of underground infrastructure and the extension of the new water supply and sewerage network. We are coming back after a year, and in contrast to the first time when we had to wear gumboots, today we are in a contrast that is as different as the day is to night. Today, not only is there no traffic because everyone gets home from work quickly along their relevant alley, as well as having transformed the block by fixing 35 routes, said Erion Veliaj. Veliaj said that it is time even for those who had their opportunity in their hands to do something for Tirana but did not, to cooperate beyond political beliefs and to make important decisions for the city. During the inspection, he emphasised that after the legalisation of informal constructions, the municipality is continuing to work on the urbanisation of these areas, creating better living conditions for residents from all over Albania. Unit 7 is a specific unit, mainly with people coming from the north and south of Albania, who also deserve to be treated with the same respect as the other citizens of Tirana after 27 years. It means legalisation by central government and urbanisation from the municipality, said Erion Veliaj. Veliaj added that even in this last year of the mandate, the municipality of Tirana will be on the ground leading investments in rural areas of Tirana. The municipality of Tirana intervened to rehabilitate 35 road segments. The work included the construction of underground infrastructure, resurfacing of the respective layers and sidewalks, the construction of streetlights, and the construction of both horizontal and vertical traffic signalling. To avoid long queues in hospitals in Tirana and to help patients suffering from lung disease, the Health Ministry is rebuilding the specialised clinic for these pathologies. The lung diseases clinic will serve 40,000 patients with doctors and medical staff. This clinic will be reconstructed and equipped with modern equipment to serve 40,000 patients receiving specialised services in this centre, said Ogierta Manistiriu. For Tirana, this is not the only intervention in health centres. The project for the reconstruction of 80 health centres has started. In parallel, works have been opened not only in Tirana but also in health centres in the other districts, said Ogierta Manistiriu. During 2018, the government has forecast investments worth €14 million for health services. And that's the news across the country today. Thank you for watching our English edition this evening, and be sure to join me again every Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. for the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.